friends, hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Welcome back to yet another video of the Football Mania. And today I am going to talk about controversy which has been really crossing limits, and the English Premier League have to seriously do something about VAR because it is completely inconsistent, it is completely useless, and people are talking so many benefits about using technology in modern football. And guess what? Yesterday's match against Brighton and Hove Albion facing Tottenham Hotspur, Brighton were robbed two clear goals, which resulted in Tottenham Hotspur beating the Seagulls by 2 goals to 1 to bolster their chances of a top four finish in the Premier League. And guess what? It was really clear cut that it were obvious goals. Cairo Mitoma was the first one whose goals was disallowed. It was clearly hitting his shoulder and it went to VAR for God knows what reason, and it was disallowed. It completely, hit his shoulder, which is part of your body. It does not seem to be part of your arm, and it was a clear and obvious goal. And why in the first place is VAR established? It has been established in order to clarify what is right and what is wrong. Whatever is a clear and obvious error has to be rectified, and that has to be brought to the notice of the on-field referee. And obviously there are four people sitting in a VAR panel, and guess what they do? They just look at the match as if they're looking at a screen without any sense, and that is sometimes really baffling. And we have seen so many occasions where they look at fingerprints, and they look at the toe, they look at the shoulder, they look at the fingers, whatever part of your body is deemed to be offside is looked at by some random lines, and that just goes to show that the use of VAR in English football is really useless. There is no consistency whatsoever. And even the second goal, which was disallowed for Brighton, was absolutely shocking, because the way I saw it is that it hit McAllister on, yes, it hit his inner part of his chest and it rebounded and went into the goal, and it was deemed to be handball. Well, he does not have time to react, and his hand is in a natural position, and he cannot move in time in order to escape the ball hitting his hand, and after that it went into the back of the net. Well, these players are humans, they are not machines. For God's sake, do something about VAR, because that has completely robbed Brighton of a clear victory. And after match, we all know that the pundits like to talk about the controversy which VAR has created, whether Brighton deserved those two goals. That will be discussed, and always, there are some former referees who come into the fore and they kind of protect the referees, which once again is just wrong. You cannot do that week in and week out. You cannot make blatant errors and expect VAR to rectify them. And this is where, whenever a referee has a doubt in his mind before making a decision, he needs to go into the inside monitor, he needs to have a look for himself, and then make whatever deems to be right. And that is where we will see referees using technology for the betterment of the game. And I felt that Tottenham never deserved to win, because Brighton were the more braver side, were playing some proactive football, and under a manager like Roberto De Zerbi, they have climbed mountains, they have left no stone unturned. And whenever I look at this team, they're tactically very, very compact. Whenever they have possession of the ball, they use the width of the pitch, they expand as a unit, and they maintain the shape even without possession. And that just goes to show that it is a really well-drilled team under a really adept coach. And on the other hand, if I see Tottenham Hotspur, they were playing under a manager called Christian Stellini, who has just taken the helm of affairs after Antonio Conte's departure. And what did we see from this team? Well, just give the ball to Harry Kane. Harry Kane will find a pocket inside the midfield, and he would ping the ball across to Dejan Kulusevski or Heung-min Son, making those runs from the wings. And this is the very, very clear game plan which we have seen from Tottenham for so many games. And talking about this controversy, well, there's something which really needs to change at the moment. There have been so many pros and cons. People have been talking about VAR, but in the end, we have to really assess whether it is making any difference in the outcome of football matches. Yes, it is making a difference, not for the good, but for the worse. Because if Brighton had won yesterday's match, they would have had a strong chance even competing for the top four and leave alone top six because they have been really brilliant to watch this season. And the way VAR robbed them of those two goals, that just goes to show that this league is filled with hypocrites, people who don't want to look at creating a positive change for the betterment of the game so that everything is more streamlined, there's more transparency, and there is more consistency when it comes to the use of VAR in modern football. So guys, it was utter nonsense what we saw yesterday from our own naked eyes. It was completely baffling how VAR was used in yesterday's match. I would love to know what are your thoughts. Do you feel that Brighton were robbed of two clear-cut goals and should have, in the first place, gone to the VAR for them to look at the situation? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you like this video, please do me a favor, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button because I'll be coming up with lots of content moving forward from the world of football. So until next time, stay safe and take care.